Hey guys, what's going on? Don't mind this mess of a hair. I don't know what it is. I literally put it up to get it out of my face, and this is what we're doing today. So it's a mess, I know. Please forgive me, but it's not about the hair. It is about this eye look today, which I am doing for you guys. Hooded eye friendly, but also works on any kind of eye shape. Everything I'm using is really affordable. I busted out my Morphe 25A palette that I haven't used for a very long time, so excited about that one. Only using a couple shades in here that are so universal. I'm sure you have these shades somewhere in your collection if you're a makeup collector or you just have like any kind of brown palette. That Beige palette I really want to get my hands on. Looks super pretty, and I'm sure all these shades would be in there as well. So this is what we're going to do today. Once again, hooded eye friendly, super easy, pretty fast. I am doing kind of a cut crease type of situation, but it's not really a cut crease. It's more to just kind of like lay down a foundation for my shimmer, if that makes sense. As you can hear, I am sick. There's some sniffling that's going to go on in this video. My nose runs a little bit. My eye is definitely running, so forgive me. I did want to get a video out for you guys though, even though I am kind of feeling like garbage. So sorry about that, but if you are interested in seeing this look right here, go ahead and keep watching. So the lids are already primed. I used my Catrice Cosmetics Concealer in Casanova, and then I set it with my Maybelline Better Skin in the color 30 Warm Nude. I've been just priming my lids with my concealers lately because it's a lot easier. So we're ready to go. I'm using the Morphe 25A palette today. This is actually really simple. I'm not using a ton of shadows, big shocker. That's kind of my thing. So I'm gonna go in with kind of a mixture of these two to start to kind of build out the crease. And I'm just using that on a big fluffy brush. I'm using my Wet n Wild fluffy brush. These don't have numbers, but you can kind of see the size of it. I'll list it down below. And I tend to like bigger, less dense, fluffier brushes to put in a crease color because I have hooded eyes, because it disperses the color nicely, and when you have hooded eyes you need color to be brought up a little bit higher. So if you're using a smaller brush like a 217 or something like that, you're not able to lay down as big of a wash of color as something like this. So I've really been enjoying this and my LA Girl big fluffy brush. So we're just gonna start to put that through the crease, and then always remember with hooded eyes, look straight. Like you could see how far my eye hoods, if I'm not lifting my brows, which I lift my brows all the time, it tucks pretty much back so you can't see anything. So just remember, when you have hooded eyes, look straight, don't raise your eyebrows, look in a mirror, and then make sure when you're doing that, you're at least bringing the color up like that. And then obviously you're gonna blend it all out. But I've kind of gotten used to the shape of my eye, so I know where the color should go. But if you're starting out, just make sure you're not lifting your brows so you can see the color. And then I'm just gonna kind of, again, dipping into both colors. And then every time I dip, I just kind of touch a paper towel to remove any kind of excess shadow. I'm gonna start to kind of work that onto the outer corner as well. And don't worry about blending quite yet. Okay, so you could see when I'm not lifting my brows, you could still see that color peeking through. And then there's also still room right here between that crease color and my brow bone. So I still have room for like a brow bone color. You don't want to lift it so high that you only have like a centimeter of like skin right here. You still want to look like you have a brow bone, but you just want to be able to see that color, so you're kind of like faking a crease, if that makes sense. But don't bring it up too high is what I'm saying. And then I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush. This is a Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to start to work out the edges so there's no harsh lines. Now it's pretty blended as is, but I like to make sure it's really, really blended. I think that makes a big difference when it comes to like hooded eye makeup, especially because you're like kind of faking creases. So this brush has nothing on it, and I'm just really running it along the edge here to make sure that the color is perfectly dispersed and you can't see any harsh lines. And you don't want to bring it too far down to start to like blend away the shadow. I find I tend to do that. I'll get a little bit too crazy and I'll start to like blend the color away. Don't do that, because you just did a bunch of work to make sure the color was placed perfectly. So just really, really run it along the edge. And I like to do circular motions to blend color out. And then if you're trying to move color in, windshield wiper motions. And I'm also holding my brush at the like end of it because I don't want a heavy hand. The heavier you want to go, the tighter you want to hold the brush. The lighter you want to go, the more you want to like hold the end of the brush. So once you've blended it out to a point that you like, you're gonna go into a little bit of a deeper shade, and I'm gonna go into this one right here in the Morphe palette. So I was using these two, and I feel like this is just kind of in the same family. And I'm gonna take that on a pencil brush like this, and then I'm gonna start to kind of work that into my outer V. But with my outer V, it's almost like a reverse outer V. It's still an outer V, but a lot of people kind of like start their outer V down here. I'm going to bring it more up here because it's gonna lift my eye, and I just find lately I've been liking that. I think it's a little more flattering, and it allows me to do more with my eyeshadow. So you can see right here is kind of where this like V shape starts to take place. So, and you can see naturally because there's a natural contour in my eye there. It's just a little bit darker. I didn't apply darker shadow there. It's just a natural shadow. So I'm gonna first kind of stick my brush in that area. So that's where the color is most saturated. And I'm going very lightly, which is why I keep dipping down into my palette because I don't want to apply too much shadow. And then I'm gonna kind of stipple my brush and then bring it down. So you could see that's the V, and that's where the most color is gonna be saturated. And then I of course wanna bring it back down to my lash line to connect. And then I'm just kind of starting to bring that in, but I'm not going to bring it in all the way. And I am following the natural contour of my eye. So obviously I have an orbital bone. Everybody has an orbital bone. My eyes are just, the skin's a little more puffy, but I can feel my orbital bone. And I know where it is from working with my eyes. So I'm starting to just follow, like you could see my natural creases there, but my orbital bone is up here, and you could just feel for it with the end of your brush lightly. I'm going to start to follow that shape, but I'm going to stop it like right about here. And then I'm just going to kind of start to feather everything in, pulling in that outer V at an angle. Okay, so I'm not gonna go any farther there. I'm just gonna take that Wet n Wild brush, and I'm gonna start to just lightly blend that, and then we're gonna add more and blend and add more and blend. I've blended it to a point that I'm happy with right now, and then I'm gonna go into this darker brown shade in the palette, and I'm gonna take this small MAC. The number's totally worn off, but it's a very small brush, and I'm gonna just dip into there. And I'm going to deepen that outer V area a little bit more. So again, starting at the top, and you could still take this on the pencil brush if you prefer, but I want something a little flatter because I'm gonna just kind of, it's gonna allow me to kind of do this a little bit faster. So again, starting there, this is a little too much. And then I'm not gonna want to blend too much into the like crease area that we're kind of creating, just a little bit, and then again connect to down here. We're gonna bring this in a little further. So I just took my blending brush and I blended that out a little bit more, brought the color in here, and then also in this way. So this is what we're left with. So now we're gonna kind of start to like cut the crease slightly. It's not really cutting the crease, it's just like more providing a base so that the glitter color is a little more glittery. So I just put a little bit of that Catrice Cosmetics concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm taking a MAC 195. If you had a little bit more of a like precise brush, might be a little bit better. This is what I have, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So I'm just gonna really lightly take a little bit on the brush, and I start towards, you always want to kind of start like on the lid where most of that color is going to be saturated. And then work your way kind of up. And this stuff kind of dries fast. So you might want more of a like liquidy concealer. And then again, you're gonna wanna look forward and make sure you're bringing that. You can even do that, and that kind of provides, see how I went like that and looked up, and it kind of provided an outline of where the eyelid like hoods over. That helps when you have hooded eyes, because now I know where I should outline the concealer, so you'll be able to see it. Oh, you probably couldn't even see that. Sorry about that. Just work it here. And this stuff is like kind of drying fast on me. See how I'm still bringing that above my crease, so you'll be able to still see the color when my eye hood's over. That helps. Okay, so once you have that done, you're gonna wanna set that with this color right here. I'm literally just gonna put that all over where I just put that concealer. And I'm not wetting the brush, and I'm taking this on a MAC 239. I'm just like knocking off the excess. And there might be some fallout, so I am gonna like lift my head back a little bit when I do this, because the other side I did before I put my base on. And then I just like tap around the area where I already put that shadow. Okay, so before I put the other shimmery shade, I'm gonna quickly just blend those edges so it's not harsh. And again, this is my brush that has nothing on it. And then to blend these a little more seamlessly, I'm going to dip into this color right here in the palette, which is like more of like a copper shade, and I'm gonna take that on that 239 again, and first dab that right in the center, just so there's like a transition of colors. And then we're gonna deepen this a little more with that matte shade again. So I'm dabbing this kind of over the middle. And quickly gonna just tap with that blending brush. And then I'm gonna take my MAC 222 and I'm going to dip into this color right here. And we're gonna kind of start to blend this and this. So there's just a little more darkness. Kind of like this side. And I don't want to like wipe because it's going to make that shimmer fall down. I'm just dabbing. So it's like a seamless transition. And then finally, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is a brown shade with a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'm gonna take that small MAC brush again, and I'm gonna kind of work this in the entire outer V area. There's very minimal shimmer in it when you start to like apply it to the eye. I'm just gonna kind of deepen everything up on this outer V. And then taking that 222 blend. So you see how I'm like gradually adding colors here. As I do like one step, I add another color. Do one step, add another color. So nothing's too like harsh at once. And we're gonna blend that outer corner with a different blending brush. I just wanna take this and kind of work the color inwards. I'm good with how that's blended for now. I might go and blend that corner a little bit more, but I do want to add the color to the bottom of the lashes. So again, 222, we're going to do basically exactly what we did on the top. Blend these two shades under the eyes first. And I am bringing this pretty far down. Get nice and smoky. My eye, of course, starts to water as soon as I start to do this, but no surprise there. And I always connect to that outer corner. So once you've blended that, you're gonna go in with a little more precise brush, and I'm going to go into a mixture of the deepest brown we used and then this brown right here. Connecting again to the outer corner. And then that same pencil brush, I'm just kind of wiping it off on a paper towel, going into that gold shade that we used. We're gonna tuck that in the inner corner. Tight to the inner corner. And then just kind of blend that edge so it doesn't look super harsh. And that is the foundation for what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna quickly line my eyes with this MAC Chromaline color. This is so old and needs to be thrown away, but it's like the only color I have. So I'm gonna quickly just line my eyes with that. I'm gonna do that off camera though, because I have to get really close to my camera and you guys aren't gonna be able to like see what I'm doing anyway. So let me just put that on really quick and meet you back here. All right, so I just applied a really thin line of liner, and I did wing it out a little bit, but then I kind of blended the wing into the shadow. And as you can see, I kept it very, very thin on the like inner third of my eye because I don't wanna like close off my hooded eyes. So that's the liner, and then I'm just gonna throw on some lashes. I also obviously applied a coat of mascara. These are the Meigaa lashes in Valeria. So I'm just gonna pop those on. I feel like these lashes look different, but they're literally the same lash. But I am gonna cut down this inner corner. I cut down this inner corner. I'm just gonna do the same by kind of like, I'm hoping I don't cut my real lashes. It's just a little too long. That's a little bit better. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take this Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick in Radiant, and I'm just gonna dip into this top shade here, and I'm going to apply just a little bit of highlight on the inner corner like I have here. And after highlight, we're just gonna add the Sephora eyeliner. I always forget the name of this. In gold, I think. Suntan. And I'm just gonna apply that to my lower lash line. Waterline, not lash line. And that's probably gonna put my eyes over the edge for watering. So that is pretty much it for the eye look. Love how this one turned out. Totally different for me. I sat on here thinking I was literally gonna do a cool brown shade, just a wash of color all over my eyes and then just a little bit of gold under my eyes, and that was it. Don't know how it turned into this, but I'm not mad about it. So let me quickly tell you what I have on the rest of my face. I am using the ProFusion Pro Contour Palette to contour. I just use a mixture of these colors to chisel out my cheekbones a little bit. Might be a little bit warm for me, but you know, we'll go with it. For bronzer, I used the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I'm obsessed with. Can't not use it at this point. And then I used a little bit of the Milani Baked Bronzer in number 5. On my lips, I just have a little bit of the Milani Matte Naked color. I can add a little bit more. I always forget how much I love this shade. I don't even have lip liner on with this, and I love how it looks. You guys saw what highlight I used, the Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick Radiant. Again, just used a little bit of this color. As far as blush, I wanted to keep things really neutral. Everything I used today was pretty affordable, but I used the MAC bronzer in Harmony just a little bit on my cheekbones because I wanted to keep this really neutral. Love this blush. This is one of my all-time favorites. And then of course my foundation. I used a little bit of the CYO foundation, the long-lasting foundation in the color 103, and then I mixed just a little bit, if I can locate it, of the LA Girl foundation in Nude Beige. This is a matte foundation and this is a dewy foundation, and I didn't want to look super matte or super dewy, so I mixed them together. This one's also a little bit darker than this one, and I needed some darkness because I have some fake tanner on, and I think that is pretty much everything. So, oh, brows, Anastasia Brow Wiz in Ash Brown. And yeah, that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know below. I hope this was helpful to some of you. If you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.